I'm Shelia Hiddleson, your health commissioner, and I'm going to share a little update with you about what's going on in Delaware County this week. It makes us all very, very sad. I think we all knew it was coming. We've been watching, obviously, the data and the cases that have been going on across the country and in Ohio, but it still is very sad to us that that has happened, and our thoughts and prayers certainly do go out to the family. As we continue to move into this week and into the weekend, I'd like to talk to you just a little bit about the fact that it's going to be beautiful weather. And we know that it's really good when you're not feeling well or when you're all cooped up. We know it does wonders for your mental health to get out and about and be outside in the sunshine. But we need to remind you, you still have to social distance. Please don't congregate at a park. Please don't play basketball, volleyball, any of those contact sports. We know it's going to be tempting. We know you want to go out and see your friends and neighbors. We know the kids have really been missing each other because they've all been at home for, gosh, has it been, I think, 3 weeks now. But we need you to still social distance. Go ahead and sit on your porch. Sit and talk to your neighbors across the street. It's fine to be outside and it's fine to visit, but please don't congregate. I did hear that there's a food truck event that might be going on in one of our townships this weekend. It is perfectly fine for a food truck to sell food out of the truck, but it's not okay for people to be closer to the vendor than the 6 feet. We need to be very careful that the surfaces are all being wiped down frequently. People can come up to the food truck and get their food, but then they have to leave. They're not allowed to sit at a picnic table and visit or anything like that. We need to make sure we're keeping all of that congregating down. We've also been getting a lot of calls from businesses this week. I know that the governor's directive was for only essential businesses, and when you read the directive, it is long and it can be a little bit confusing, and there are some businesses where parts of them can be open, but parts of them shouldn't be open. So we want to remind everybody to kind of go back to why we're doing this. It's not to punish anyone, it's to keep us all safe and to keep us all healthy and to avoid deaths. That's really what we're trying to do. And so think about your business and if it really is essential. Maybe there is a part of your business that's doing grass mowing, for example, to keep the weeds at bay. One of the things we know in public health, we watch this all the time, is high grass does attract rodents, and we know that rodents carry diseases. So if you're a lawn company that's going out there and keeping those weeds down, that part of the business is okay. But just going out and doing, planting pretty flowers or, doing a lot of mulching, those things really aren't okay. Now, certainly you as the individual, do those things. If you've got the mulch around, that's a nice thing to do while you're outside, but we really don't need to be going to our nurseries and buying flowers and things right now, because we need to keep those visits. When we have to go to an essential visit or an essential business, we need to keep it to quick, brief, get what you need, get out, go back home and stay there, making sure, of course, that you wash your hands and your surfaces after you finish doing that. The last thing I just want to touch a little bit on is we've been getting a lot of questions about why aren't you telling us the zip codes of the people that have the cases? Why aren't you telling us the subdivision? Why aren't you telling us the census tract? Our numbers are still pretty low, and so because of HIPAA, we have to be very careful how we release the data, that it cannot be de-identified in any way. Identified in any way. We have to make sure we always post it as de-identified. So we think this week we're going to be able to get a map out, and the map will be showing all of our various political subdivisions. So those would be the cities, and the townships. Now we're not going to be highlighting villages on there because, again, villages are very tiny. And it's going to probably be a heat map, more of a heat map look. So it'll be different colors depending upon the number of cases in that general geographic area. But we're not going to share it by anything smaller than that. One of the problems that we do run into with zip codes is we have a lot of zip codes that are outside or carry over into other counties. And so those numbers would never be completely correct. And I guess what I want to remind everybody is it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter where this person lives that has a case or where these quarantined people are, because we're all supposed to be doing the same thing regardless. We're supposed to be staying home. We're supposed to be doing social distancing. I want you to know that if you are a contact of one of these people, we have called you. We have over almost 200 people that our staff are monitoring at this point. And we've got 22 people who have come off of monitoring, so that's really good news. That was another data point that people asked us to start sharing, and we said, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's talk about some of the good news. But if we all social distance, if we all make those trips to those essential businesses as few and far in between as they have to, check on your neighbors, but check on them remotely. We can get through this. We are flattening the curve. A few weeks ago, we thought we would see a peak probably about the end of this next week, and now I heard Dr. Acton say we're thinking about the 25th. So everything you've been doing since about the 13th of March through now and through the 25th are keeping those numbers lower, which gives our healthcare system more time to prepare. So everything you're doing is really, really good. We're all in this together. I saw a new picture on Facebook together that said, Ohio, we're in this together. We are in this together. Delaware County is. I saw somebody selling a t-shirt that says, Delaware County, we're in here together. So we can do this. We can get through. If you have questions, don't hesitate to give us a call. Monday through Friday, our call center is open from 7 a.m. until 7:30. That number is 740-368-1700. We're not running the call center on the weekends, but we do have an emergency number. If there's an emergency, you can call that emergency number and one of our professionals will talk you through whatever the issue is. Stay safe, everyone. Try to get some sunshine this weekend, but don't do it together.